Welcome back, PES fans. I know you've all been excited, but World Cup knockout football is about to commence. There is 3 clear goals between David Villa and his competition in the race for the Golden Boot. It is the duel of the dark horses. We are in Munich as Ecuador, the winners of Group A, take on Sweden, the runners-up of Group B. Both of these nations responsible for handing defeat to the prospective favourites of either group. The burial in Berlin brought to us by Ecuador. They are not the team to be messed with. Alexander Svensson frees himself up for a strike. Scored around about this time against England in Cologne. Here comes Henrik Larsson. Can he bring it under control? Takes his time. Here's a cross in to Zlatan. Couldn't keep it down. Good start from the Swedes. Sweden are bypassing this Ecuador midfield pretty easily. Henrik Larsson with a shot and a turn. Now Zlatan, he's through. If he can just break away, and he goes for the lob. It's ambitious, but it bounces wide of the target. Mora will be relieved. Delgado. Tenorio, Ecuador's first attempt. Wilson squeezes in the crossbar, goes out of play. Zlatan hits the crossbar. My mistake, he's actually a good save for Mora just to tip it onto the woodwork and break up the momentum of that strike. Here's Lundberg, the flag stayed down. It's a conspicuous decision, but he stayed on, but nevertheless, fantastic save for Mora. Always a difficult stop to make when it's going low and hard by your body. Williamson, no option so far, plays it back to Eric Edmond. Sprays out wide to Lundberg. Here's the ball in, and it's Ibrahimovic, 1-0. It's the perfect start to the second half. Second goal of the World Cup for the future legend Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's rudimentary build-up play. First time ball in from Freddie Lundberg, and a textbook conversion from the towering Zlatan. Well, Ecuador starts the second half, so about to get a whole lot worse with a defence there. It says, absent is this. Zlatan! Fantastic stop from Mora. It's still Ibrahimovic. He's kept it alive. He's waiting for support, but it's not coming, and he has to go for it alone. That's Svensson. He's lost possession. Tenorio. Oh, what a gift. Gifted to him on the plate. Well, if you put your money on anybody to bring Ecuador back in the game, it would have been their top scorer. Good stop from Isaacson. It's swung in. Larsson on the end of it. Great denial. Sweden coming forward in numbers, and once again Ecuador outnumbered at the back. Henrik Larsson, that is a fine finish. And now they have a comfort zone. And Ecuador can't get out of the first gear. Is this karma for the burial of Germany? Ecuador made it look this easy against the hosts on match day 2, and now it's their turn to be on the receiving end. Here's Benitez. He's through down the middle. Ooh, great save. That was going high. Isaacson had to stand his ground there. Benitez shares it this time with Lara. Oh, top corner, Ecuador backing it. The substitute, one of the smallest men on the pitch, is little Diablito, Christian Lara. A slight moment of vulnerability for an otherwise solid Swedish defence this afternoon. Take nothing away from that finish, though. That was as far away from Isaacson as you're going to get. Sweden then slowing down an attack anytime soon. Ibrahimovic has gotten away from him. Wow! Literally out of nothing. It was going nowhere. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was back towards goal on the turn and somehow finds the roof of the net. The ball finds his feet. The momentum's running away from him as he turns his back to goal. Ain't no stopping Zlatan. The Scandinavians have taken over Munich. A brace from Ibrahimovic and a nice contribution from Henrik Larsson. It's Sweden 3, Ecuador 1. It's time for the first of Africa's 2 representatives in the knockout stages. Ivory Coast take on Mexico. It's a very talented Ivory Coast side being dragged, kicking and screaming by the dominant Didier Drogba. Mexico started bright against Iran and has been downhill ever since. They've struggled out of their group. Boca, first time ball in. Drogba couldn't get enough on it, and Torre just scuffs at it. It goes up and over. Akale down the line to Boca, helps it on first time to Drogba, tries just to squeeze one in first time. Pavel Pardo gliding down that right hand side. Mate backing off, waiting for the right moment to strike. It doesn't come, but the cross does. Cornet whipped in, Drogba the target. Can't keep it down. Tries playing it in towards the captain. No luck. Akale first time tries to surprise Sanchez. It's a hard and healthy hit from Akale. Sanchez has no choice but to spill it. Luckily the danger was clear. Now the orange shirts can counter. Here comes the Elephants. Cornet finds Drogba, 2 men to beat. Well, he gets past one of them. It's Didier Drogba. Oh, and a not so good left foot. Borghetti has Bravo on his right. Will he give it back to him? The clearance nearly results in a free-cone goal. Corner kick to Mexico. Swung in, and Brock is the smallest man on the pitch, and he can't get to Jared Borghetti in time. First strike from the Mexicans. Things are beginning to go badly for the Ivory Coast. Arguably the favourites here tonight. Poor marking, and as soon as the responsibility falls on the smallest defender on the pitch, you know you're in trouble. He's found his way to Drogba. Can he get them back in the game? And he can't convert. Mexico can see off the competition before half-time here. If this attack pays off, Borghetti. Oh, it's a good save. And Franco is prowling like a predator in the box. Pineda, nice and long. Oh, that's a nice ball to Franco. Cuts inside, gets the ball in, and Borghetti is right at the keeper. Great save from Titsi. Yes, it was right at him, but from what we've learned in this World Cup, strikes straight at the keeper aren't safe enough. 20 minutes left on the clock, and the Ivory Coast are struggling. They're sinking here. Now Drogba, man, it's not powerful enough. Straight at the keeper. Mexico are relentless on the right-hand side. Franco on the volley. Unfortunately, it's off target. Swings in. Looking for Drogba. Oh, he couldn't convert from that close range. Well, despite being the newcomers, Ivory Coast were the favourites. Mexico have beaten them and are on their way to face Sweden in the quarterfinals. Well, the second round has many enticing matches to look forward to. Here's one of the first. The Czech Republic versus the champions Brazil. It will be Pavel Nedved and Karol Bobrovsky's swan songs. The Czechs have been on the roll. Brazil were humbled the match they won, but they slowly bounced back and they're looking more like their usual selves. Zivaberto. Emerson, plenty of space. First roll of the dice for the Brazilians. Now it's Emerson again. This time he tucks it towards Ronaldo. Oh, fancy footwork. Flashes of the old school, of the old Ronaldo. Galasek over the top. Kolar helps it on. Barros has done it. First goal to the Czech Republic. And the flag goes up. The Czechs were dreaming then. Barros knows it's not impossible, but he was offside. Ronaldinho, the World Player of the Year. That's a nice flick to Adriano. Hits it first time. Well, Brazil's attack's getting plenty of space in that gap between the midfield and the defence. Adriano trying to catch Petr Cech out. The element of surprise. Half-time is fast approaching. Emerson. Adriano, Kaká, back to Adriano. 1-on-1 with Czech. He stands his ground and the score stays level. Can Ronaldo get goal number 3? Not if Czech has anything to do with it. Milan Barros. Bobrovsky's the target. Header first time, and it's a comfortable save in the breadbasket for Dida. Cafu swings in wildly. Ronaldinho is held down to Ronaldo, skies it. Cafu can't hide his disappointment. We're at the hour mark and there's no goals between the Czech Republic and the champions, Brazil. Here's Adriano, cuts inside. He's been brought down by Jankulovski. His Milan rival with a challenge late on arrival. Will Ronaldinho put Brazil ahead? Yes! 1-0 to the champions. They played well up to this point and the goal doesn't even come from open play. It's from the spot, it's from the world's best player, and it's his second goal of the World Cup. Czech guesses correctly but botches the trajectory. He jumps over it. 19 minutes for the Czech Republic to bounce back. Rosicky to Barros. Skips past Kaká and he's gave it away to Kolar. Oh, and Kaká's to blame for that one. He has restarted the scorelines by putting it on the plate to Jan Kolar. And his height doesn't even have to come into question for this one. Barros as usual, head down, running at defence. Backfires until Kaká cuts him off but gets too excited himself. Kolar snatches it back, buries it past Dida. 6 minutes away from extra time for the first time. Ronaldinho can't convert with the outside of the boot. Squeaky bum time for Brazil. Ronaldinho Doesn't decide to go for it himself. Shares it with Adriano. Roberto Carlos gets the cross in. And it's found Robinho. At the back post. Brazil are back in front. There's his super sub, the baby-faced Galactico. Robinho leaves a mark on Brazil's World Cup campaign in fashion. And it comes from his Madrid teammate. What a ball in from Carlos. We're in stoppage time and the ball is in the Czech Republic's half. Roberto heads it on to Czech to punch away to safety. Or is it safe? Robinho back to say Roberto. Kaká on the left foot. And it's over. Blow the whistle. Kaká redeems himself for setting up the Czech Republic goal at the other end. And Petr Cech will hate this. The punch led to the threat still being alive, but that's a fine finish from Kaká. We still have a championship defence on our hands. Brazil 3, Czech Republic 1, and now face either France or Tunisia. The former champions France are one stage away from replicating the 1998 World Cup final in a dream quarter-final matchup against Brazil. Tunisia shouldn't be underestimated. There is a good group stage performance, a respectable 2-0 defeat to Spain, and nobody can blame them with the form Spain has been in. Hartem Trabelsi slams on the brakes as the left football there, and Shaqiri couldn't hit the target. Good block by the defence. It's still Shaqiri, and it's wide. Malouda with the cross. Ribéry has just been knocked down, and he tries to make good with a flick. It's a good recovery from Ribéry. It's a great stretch from the keeper. Henry, the leader of this three-man attack. He's going for it by himself. Doesn't want to share it. He's by himself now. Oh, and he couldn't keep it down. And now gently bombing down the left-hand side. Oh, Shaqiri finds up behind to the other African representative, Tunisia. The underdogs are in front. And in the last 3 second-round games, he who goes in front usually wins the match. Shaqiri trying to twist and turn, trying to bother that French offense. Gently onto Jaziri. He keeps it alive and is low and hard, but Barthez stands his ground. Access denied. Front Ribéry's corner. Oh, Zidane knocks it down in the 6-yard box and we're back on. Scored 2 goals in the World Cup final 8 years ago with the skull. Zinedine Zidane brings France back in it. The captain leads by example. Textbook corner right into that danger zone from Ribéry. Now Malouda. Swung into Henry, tries the ambitious bicycle kick. It's half time and maybe France are guilty of underestimating the Tunisians. They've come here to play football. Vieira to Henry, only has one player to beat and you put your money on him to do just that. Only cuts inside. Oh, and it's just wide. Zizou. Malouda. Bit of space now, it's practicing in Zidane and he places it. It flies through the air and he's placed it. France are finally in front for the first time. Second goal of the game for Zinedine Zidane. And it's his third goal of the 2006 World Cup. What a finish. It's actually the third time in this World Cup France have come from a goal down to take the lead, but Gallas has lost it and he's going to give another one away. But Shaqiri has anything to do with it. And the referee brings it back. We're going to have a penalty. France can't catch a break against the Tunisians. Shaqiri gets his second. Back to square one. What are we watching? What are we witnessing here? In Cologne, Shaqiri is dragging Tunisia, kicking and screaming further into this tournament. Ribéry into the middle to Zidane. Vieira, tons of space. Wow! Scoreboards, man, don't make yourself comfortable. Stand back up and change the scores to 3-2. France are back in front. Who could have predicted we'd get a 5-goal thriller in Cologne between France and Tunisia? Into the mix-up, nodded away by Sagniol. Zidane helps it on to Henry. Pass the baton, Ribéry, back to Thierry Henry. He's one-on-one with Jamali chasing him down. Goes around and slots it in like an 8-ball. The king has returned. Mr. Varvavoon punctuates the perfect counter-attack for France. The mark of a veteran, the entire world is watching and he's cold as ice to take this past the keeper and slots it past him like nobody's business. Gallas, that's not enough to shut down Gamandia. Demandia pulls one back. He's not letting France get off that easy at Tunisia. Breathing down the necks of the former world champions. France's defense have been vulnerable tonight. Malouda down the line to Patrick Vieira. He cuts inside, plays it back to Zidane. Wow! Rouse the woodwork. Both sides have been entertaining today. And Dorsey goes down, Hilnamucci. Over the top to Santos. Santos! Oh, it's a good denial at the near post from Bartes. Flicks on from Namucci. Sagnol tries his best to head it away and it goes nowhere. A sensational 7-goal thriller. In Cologne, it finishes France 4, Tunisia 3, and the 1998 rematch is on in the quarterfinal. And while we're in the mood for rematches, 2002 rings a bell. Spain have unfinished business. Spain were a penalty shootout away from the semi-finals in Korea for South Korea to pip them to it as underdogs. 4 years ago, the co-hosts flew high and they were eliminated by Germany. Now here they are in Germany, keen to do it all over again. Fernando Torres, lower hard across the box, but Lee is smart to it. Here comes Lee Chon-soo, South Korea's first roll of the dice is about to make its way. Oh, and he misses everyone. They're all marked, even Park Ji-sung is now officially the longest Spain have gone without scoring a goal in this World Cup. But can Raul make amends? Oh, it just bubbles wide of the goal. Park Ji-sung has been busy on our right-hand side this World Cup. Knocked back to Song, who misses. Raul only has one option, and it's the top scorer, David Villa. Only returns it back to the Spanish Prince. Why couldn't he keep it down? The physics of the team, guys, strikes again. It's been threaded through to Park Ji-sung. Panea gets that one wrong. Park down the line to Chao Chai-jin. What a save from Casillas with the face. What a chance for South Korea. That was on the plate. Song Chong-duk prevents that from going out for a throw-in. Chao Chai-jin, it's been spilled by Casillas. Oh, South Korea have done it. They're in front. Spain have conceded for the first time in this World Cup, and South Korea have done what no team can do this year in Germany. They've also done what they couldn't do 4 years ago in Korea. We still have 45 minutes of football to play, but maybe this could be the difference maker between South Korea and Tunisia, who have got a goal up against the favourites. Play the back to Raul, and the defender gets hit just in time. Dramatic scenes here in Stuttgart. We're seconds away from half-time. South Korea have other ideas. Lee Ho! Oh, Casillas has to adjust. It's a heroic stop. South Korea easily could have been 3 goals up by now if a different goalkeeper is between the sticks for Spain. What a story in Stuttgart. South Korea lead the heavy favourite Spain. Are the ghosts of 4 years ago coming back to haunt Raul? Park Ji-sung has been a pain in Panea's backside this game. Crosses it into Lee Chon-soo. It's another cat-like catch from Casillas. Chao Chai-jin, oh, and he's hit the woodwork. South Korea, despite being a goal up, are experiencing some of the worst misfortune. Spain are hanging on for dear life. It's literally a miracle. They're only a goal down. Oh, Casillas watches that all the way into his hands. Now Senna to reset the attack. Plays it down to Xabi Alonso. First time onto David Villa. He goes down on the edge of the box. A dangerous free kick for South Korea to contend with now. David Villa hits the wall. We're still alive. Here's David Villa. Crosses it in. And Raul is there on the end of it. Spain have a lead. It's 1-1. Game back on in Stuttgart. And it's the Spanish Prince who hasn't found a goal since match day 1's hat-trick. Goal number 4 of the World Cup finals for Raul. David Villa hasn't scored yet, but he turns provider. South Korea can't be panicking too much. They know how many goals he could be up by now if it finds the back of the net. Oh, Casillas! How has he done that? How has he kept that one out? Spain and mid look very easy in the group stages. Are struggling here this afternoon. South Korea are throwing everything at them. Chao Chai-jin still can't get past Casillas. Alonso, wow, what a ball to David Villa. Can he get goal number 7? Unlucky. 3 minutes away from extra time unless South Korea can muddy the waters. Kim Na-il Straight into the breadbasket of Casillas. For the first time, David Villa hasn't scored in normal time, and we will have extra time. Xavi spreads it wide to Joaquin. Hits it first time. That's a good strike. Xavi can't follow up. Looking for Park Ji-sung. Ramos comes across, but he's lost it immediately. Oh, and it's hit the post. Villa. Torres. Joaquin. Here comes Joaquin, the space, the pace, and how Torres! This shot's been misplaced! I think we're seeing a bit of a new lease of life for Spain in this extra time period. Torres, good touch! No dice! Lee Chun-Soo with a free kick! Ooh, well that one whistled past Casillas' goal. Spain can counter. Last roll of the dice. Villa spreads the play wide to Joaquin. And with Kim Ji-kyu chasing him down, Joaquin cuts inside, back to Xavi, takes a touch, and the shot is foiled. Lee Won-jae clears. And we go to penalties for the second time in 4 years in this exact same fixture. Fernando Torres to do the honours. Oh, and it's saved. Now Spain are behind. Zhao Jai-jin. And he's been denied as well. Back to square one on penalties. Xabi Alonso scored in the Champions League final, and he does the same here with an assist from the woodwork. Lee Chun-Soo to equalise. Oh, and Casillas does it again. He reads the South Koreans' minds. Joaquin, nice conversion. Now Spain have breathing space. Jung Young-ho plays it safe, blasts it down the middle. Andreas Iniesta, and he just slots it past. Keeper gets us the right way. Now with Manchester United's Park Ji-sung misses this, South Korea are out. Oh, and he keeps him in it just for one more penalty kick. If Xavi gets this right, Spain are through. And he does, he goes down the middle. Spain had a guardian angel between the sticks in Iker Casillas, and cruelty exists in the form of an unfortunate South Korean exit. Spain live for one more round. It's where the infamous Battle of Nuremberg took place between Portugal and the Netherlands. Surely we shan't see a repeat from two of the tournament's classier teams, Croatia and Italy, have played some fantastic football in the group stages. The Croatians have already beaten the world champions. The chances of them being intimidated by the Azzurri are very slim. Luca Toni, Revolutionize is the obvious option on the right hand side. He gets the ball first time in. Totti rattles the woodwork, almost bursts the goal frame. Totti gallops past Kovac, unleashes one. He can't keep it low though. It's been a one-sided first 15 minutes for the Italians. There's a nice flick on from Totti to Del Piero. Carried away by Pleticosa. Tony couldn't keep it down. Granjgar's away. Cannavaro and has to stand between him and the goal. Granjgar tired towards the end line. Nico Granjgar once again. Look at Pirso in a ton of space. Couldn't nod it on target. Buffon was in no man's land. Totti to Pirlo. Scored the pile driver against the Czech Republic. Replaces it back to Totti. They go ahead. Goal number 3 for the 8th King of Rome. Francesco Totti, one of the darlings of the last World Cup, is cementing his legend in this one. Unsurprisingly, a great pass from Pirlo, and that's a fine finish. Now Niko Kovac, galloping through, Bajlovic couldn't keep it down. Nice footwork from Granjgar. He's trying to single-handedly take Croatia to the promised land, but the end product isn't good enough. Luca Toni with a sidekick ball to Mauro Revolutionize. Revolutionize is 1-on-1 with Pleticosa, and he stands his ground very finely. Sonar, 20 minutes left on the clock for the Croatians. Whips one in to Pirso. Buffon plucks it out of the sky. The Croatians waking up a little bit now, coming out of the shell a bit more. Granjgar finds Pirso. He's found his way through. And he's restarted the scoreline. He's been reset to 1-1. It's Dado Pirso, the Rangers' wrecking ball. Slips in behind Alessandro Nesta, who's caught napping. Now Italy have 10 minutes to get back to where they were. Del Piero couldn't keep it down. He's been tricked, no penalty. And for the second time in the 2006 World Cup, we approach extra time. There's no golden goal to dread this time round. Cerna to Bosniak. Croatia are swarming that Italian defence. Bosniak, Balaban helps on to Cerna. Good play. Buffon spills it. Oh, that's it. Danger zone is alive. Bosco Balaban trying to decide what to do. Filippo Inzaghi, Totti making the run to his left. It's Totti. Has he got the pace to get away from Simic? Now he's going to restart. Tony down the middle. It's gone in off a Platicos' boot. Italy restored the lead in the first half of extra time. They'd love golden goal to make a return now. But they've got to do it the hard way. One more half of extra time to play. So unlucky for Platicos. Tony was through. Italy have to hold on for 15 more minutes. It's crunch cut. Babic is the option. Takes her first time and Buffon watches that. Italy have secured a date with Brazil. It's going to be a rematch of the 1994 World Cup final. Both teams started slow in match day one, but they resumed their positions as heavy favourites. Now they clash. One team must die, one team must live to battle either England or Germany in Frankfurt. It's the dream clash between two of footballers' future legends, Cristiano Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi. Riquelme over the top to Messi, 3 minutes in, and the keeper beats him to it. Ronaldo back heel to Manish, pulls the trigger and it's wide. Stung the Iranian keeper's hands in the last game from that kind of range. Messi to Crespo. Maxi gives it back to Hernan Crespo. He's there. Oh, the goal is underneath Ricardo. Argentina draw first blood. And look how much it means to Hernan Crespo. Passionate celebration from the Chelsea striker. Portugal were bamboozled on that occasion. Esteban Cambiasso to Javier Mascherano. Sends Paletta packing. Now Rodriguez back to Riquelme. Trying to repeat Crespo's play. Hits the crossbar. Portugal's light flashes before their eyes. Deco picks up Paletta. Has to release it to Figo. Oh, he can't keep it down. The team guy strikes again. Riquelme, Messi is released. Lionel Messi to make his mark on the World Cup. And he's inches wide on the wrong side of the goal. Deco, Ronaldo to his left. Ronaldo on the left foot. Not strong enough to bother Bondanzieri. Well, Cambiasso's unlocked that Portuguese defence. And he goes for it alone. Ricardo slaps it away. Ronaldo, can he get Portugal back into it? Just before half time. And Figo on the volley. It's a horrendous attempt. Half-time in Dortmund and neither Messi or Ronaldo are on the score sheet, but Lionel's team lead. Figo to take the corner, can the Celestial get off to a flying start in the second half? No. And Deco has Heinze breathing down the back of his neck. Not a penalty though, going to be a free kick. Inches on the other side of the box. And Messi marauding as usual, carrying the ball away, goes past Miera. Over the top to Cambiasso. Ambitious volley. 5 minutes left for Portugal. Last roll of the dice. Cristiano Ronaldo. Can he save them? And it's been spilled. It is frantic in that penalty area. Deco. Ronaldo. Plays a 1-2 to Paletta. It's Ronaldo. Into the middle. Nuno Gomez with the worst miss of the World Cup. Portugal go home. They could have been in for a couple more minutes. Had Nuno Gomez hit the target. Argentina await Germany or England. They are England's international adversaries. 1974, 1990, 1996. Ever since Bobby Moore lifted the World Cup at Wembley, England have been tormented by Deutschland. It's Germany's turn to challenge the Three Lions on their own soil. It's Beckham versus Ballack. It's England versus Germany. Lampard, oh, and he has to go from range. 5 minutes played. Lehmann makes the save. Podolski goes it for alone. That's a very weak attempt, pretty disappointing. Both teams came into this tournament as favourites and had a very wobbly group stage campaign. Owen tries to curl that around Lehmann. That's a fantastic save from the Arsenal stopper. Jurgen Klinsmann drops them against Poland and gave him a second chance here tonight against England. Rooney holding it up, Joe Cole on the left, gives it back to Wayne Rooney, one-on-one with Lehmann. He tries to chip him and it fails. The defence were evacuated, but it's a false alarm. Rooney returns it to his club mate Neville. First time in to Gerrard. It's a hard hit at Jens Lehmann. Closer with an unorthodox flick up to Luka Podolski, and the young starling is beaten to it by Paul Robinson. Stroko's ball in, Owens the target, intercepted by Mertesacker. Gerrard tries to bring it down, it was dipping. Rooney, and he opts for the left hand side, goes for Joe Cole, that might be a bad decision. Rooney scored! No, offside. Seems to be nothing to separate these two sides. Extra time is almost inevitable unless Germany has anything to do with it. Here's Sperger over the top to Ballack. Changes his mind, Beckham brings him down. No! Referee points to the spot. Beckham is booked. And it's France 98 all over again. Ballack to send Germany through. But Robinson saves it. Keeps England alive on 30 more minutes. What a story for the Spurs shot stopper. Germany with one more roll of the dice. Ballack. Still Ballack, and it's caught by Robinson. Threat averted, but extra time looms. And if you're an England fan, when this happens, it's never a good feeling. Ashley Cole to Rooney to Steven Gerrard. Wants a ping. Can't find a target. England have overwhelmed Germany in terms of possession and opportunities and haven't converted any of them. Thomas hits Sperger. Got to go out of line. On the not so good right foot, Robinson scouts that. And just as they did 10 years earlier, Germany face England on penalties. And you'll be excused for being worried. England have never beaten the Germans in the penalty shootout. The captain, David Beckham, to take the first. Yes, he buries his. Leads by example. Oliver Neuville converts, it's 1-1. Steven Gerrard. He misses. No. Miroslav Klose, no stranger to the back of the net, finds the middle of it. Frank Lampard, bit of a penalty expert himself, yes, goes to his favoured left-hand side. Now it's Hitzelsberger, make it 3-2. Down the middle, Robinson has been bamboozled again. Come on, Wazza. Yes, he goes down the middle. Keeps it tight down the back of the Germans' necks. Bernd Schneider. Robinson saves. Now England are equal. John Terry. And he buries it. If Ballack misses, Germany are out of their own World Cup. Blasts it down the middle. Sudden death looms. Pierre Walcott. Imagine the pressure on a 17-year-old Walcott's shoulders. He crumbles. He crumbles. Torsten Frings can put England out if he scores. Come on, Robinson. Robinson can't keep it out. Germany have done it. The hosts have floated through to the quarterfinals by the skin of their teeth. England couldn't capitalise on their chances and they go home. It's all over for England. Well, that was an intense first round of knockout football in the World Cup. Arguably the biggest surprise is Mexico suppressing the Ivory Coast. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. Despite not scoring, David Villa sustained his spot at the top in the race for the Golden Boot, but Thierry Henry and his countryman Raul are chasing his tail. Here's how the quarterfinals line up, and it's a very, very attractive quarterfinal lineup. The champions, the hosts, heavy favourites remain, and Sweden or Mexico will find themselves in the semi-final. Which one do you think will play in the first semi-final in Dortmund? Who do you think they will play, and do you think they have a chance at appearing in the final? Thank you all once again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Let me know who is your favourite player, favourite match and the best goal of the second round of the World Cup. And I'll see you in the quarterfinals.